Hello YouTube, my name is Nero and today we have some Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and 5 weapons that may be coming to Black Ops 3 in the near future may have been inadvertently leaked to us by today's Black Ops 3 Xbox One update. So before we get into the video, I want to give you guys a disclaimer. I can't show you these screenshots in the video itself. Now, if you guys want to actually see the screenshots of these weapons, there's going to be a link down there in the video description. It'll take you over there to charlieintel.com, which is a fantastic fan-ran news site for Call of Duty, and they also have a bunch of other affiliate sites for like Titanfall and things like that, but mainly Charlie Intel is about Call of Duty, and if you go over there, you will find all of the screenshots of these weapons. There are 5 of them in total, and before we get into the video, I also want to let you guys know, take everything today with a grain of salt. There is a chance that none of this will actually come to fruition. We've seen many times in Call of Duty years past where something would be leaked, like the PP90 from Advanced Warfare comes to mind, where something is leaked or is showing up in the files, but never actually enters the game itself, right? So just keep in mind, this stuff may not actually come into the multiplayer, although I feel as though it's going to, and we're going to discuss that later on here in the video. The first weapon we're going to be looking at today is going to be the M2 Raider, and I'm hoping you guys are looking at these screenshots along with me. The M2 Raider is going to be what looks to be a futuristic M14. Now, if you remember the M14 from previous Call of Duty games, either the M14 or the MK14 were a staple in just about every single Call of Duty game. Whenever they needed to have a semi-automatic rifle, bam, they would just throw that weapon in there. It was in like every single COD, it felt like. This looks like it's going to be making a return. It looks like a futuristic version of the M14. It looks to be a Marksman Rifle of some description, as it only has 8 rounds and it's a semi-automatic rifle, so I would assume it's going to be incredibly powerful. It's also very interesting that they're going to be adding in another semi-automatic rifle because fans have been asking for that since the launch of the game. We like variety in our game, and with assault rifles you have a bunch of full autos, you have a couple of burst rifles, and you have one semi-automatic rifle. I think people wanted to have another semi-automatic rifle to break the monotony of only using the Shiva, and that's what I think we're going to be getting with the M2 Raider. The next weapon I want to look at is going to be the Marshal 16 pistol. Now, this looks to be a secondary pistol of some description. Now, the screenshots are actually pretty poor. I'm not going to lie. They're pretty terrible screenshots. Like, can I just go on a rant real quick? What is it with people that either have alien sightings or leaks of video games? What is with them making the worst screenshots humanly possible? It's like they grab their worst camera possible. They look at their monitor at like a weird angle, and like it's always awful. It's like, get a good screenshot of crying out loud. But the Marshal 16 looks to be a secondary pistol of some description. It looks to be a revolver. He only has 2 bullets in his magazine, so that does say to me perhaps it's going to be like an executioner from Call of Duty Black Ops 2, or maybe it'll be something more along the lines of like the RW1 from Advanced Warfare, a secondary that's very powerful, or perhaps it'll just be like a revolver pistol. I'd be all for that, like a normal, like a 357 Magnum revolver. I would like that. Maybe even take it up a notch and make it more powerful like the M1 Irons in Advanced Warfare. Either way, the Marshal 16 looks to be a secondary pistol of some description, and it looks pretty awesome. The next weapon I'm looking at here is called the Phantom. I don't even know where to begin with this weapon, guys. I have no clue what this thing is supposed to be. It looks insane. It looks like a zombie's weapon, to be perfectly honest. Like, it just looks insane. Now, I have seen some comments on Charlie Intel of people suggesting that this may be some sort of a crossbow or some sort of like a harpoon weapon of some description. It looks really weird. It looks like a zombie's weapon more than anything. It looks like a power weapon in zombies, to be perfectly honest. And I'm definitely interested to see what they plan on doing with that. It actually shows up as top secret in the menu on the one screenshot I'm sure you guys see. So that's definitely very interesting. The Phantom looks to be a very interesting weapon, and I have no idea what they plan on doing with that. The final 2 weapons that we see are going to be melee weapon reskins. So it's going to be along the same lines of the butterfly knife, the wrench, and the brass knuckles. We're going to have the iron gem, which is going to be a tire iron or a crowbar, depending on which one you want to call it. It looks to be a pretty big, powerful thing. It reminds me of Left 4 Dead, personally. You just run around with that thing and smack people. And then you have, this looks amazing, by the way, Fury's Song, which looks to actually be a giant sword, which looks really cool. Now, it's hard to tell from the screenshot. It could be a giant sword. It could just be a long-looking knife. I don't know. But it looks to be a melee weapon of some description. I have a feeling it's going to be more of a sword than a knife because they took the time to call it Fury's Song. And if you look at it, the blade is pretty long. So again, just judging from the screenshot, it's kind of hard to tell if it's a sword or a knife, but I'm leaning a little bit more towards sword, and either way, it looks to be pretty freaking awesome. Now, I do have a feeling that the Iron Gem and the Fury's Song, those are just going to be throwing supply drops, right? That just makes sense to me. If these things come to the game, they're just going to throw those 2 in supply drops because they're just melee weapon reskins. They're going to be in there with the butterfly knife. They're going to be in there with the wrench. It'll be fine. I don't think people will care. What I'm really interested in is the M2 Raider, the Marshal 16, and the Phantom. These look to be actual weapons. How are they going to implement these actual weapons? I know people don't want to see them enter supply drops like we had with Advanced Warfare. People have been so against that since day one. Even the idea of it, even the mention of it will rustle the jimmies of thousands of people. So you don't want that to happen, right? But at the same time, how else can they give it to us? Is it going to be part of the next DLC? Is this like kind of like preloading us for the next DLC? Because we just got Awakening. Is this for the next DLC? Will this be part of individual DLC where they release these weapons kind of periodically and they charge like $1.99 for them? I don't know. I think that'd be a pretty good way to go about it. Is this going to be free DLC? I mean, we really have no idea, guys. All we know is the M2 Raider, the Marshal 16, the Phantom, the Iron Gym, and the Fury Song are in Black Ops 3. They are in the files, and they probably will be coming to Black Ops 3 in the future. Now, if you go back to what I said earlier, I said to take everything with a grain of salt. You don't know if any of this stuff is actually going to be making its way into Black Ops 3, but I feel as though there's a pretty high chance of that because all of these things have unique names and they have unique models, right? Last year with Advanced Warfare, when we saw the PP90 in the files, that was just a leftover file from Modern Warfare 3 because they were using Modern Warfare 3 assets to help build Advanced Warfare, right? So it was just a leftover file. These don't look like leftover files. They all have unique names, and here's the thing, we actually see them used in game by some of those screenshots. We didn't see the Fury Song, so I'm a little bit upset about that, but we did see the rest of them, right? So we do know they're all in the game, so that's definitely very interesting to me, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what Treyarch has in store for us in the near future. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude this video. I feel so bad. I feel dirty making a video essentially talking about something that I can't actually show you. It's like, all right, guys, go look at these pictures on this website and then follow along as I do this video. It feels weird doing it that way, but that's really the only way I can do it, guys. Otherwise, I may get a copyright strike here on my channel because no gaming developer or publisher ever will allow you to post leaked stuff of their game on your YouTube channel. Chances are they're going to flag it down, and I don't want that to happen in my video, so I couldn't actually show any actual screenshots, but I can direct you to where the screenshots are, and you guys can go ahead and look at them for yourselves. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. I hope you guys all found it helpful and informative, and let me know in the comment section below what are your opinions on these 5 weapons. Once again, the M2 Raider, the Marshal 16, the Phantom, the Iron Gym, and the Fury Song. I would definitely be interested to see what you guys have to say about those weapons. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Drop me a rating, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.